Hey everybody, this is our first video for the new year. So happy new year. I know it's a few weeks ago. I've been kind of holding off on my videos just to have some time off. So we're back, and today I want to talk about what the new year 2021 is going to bring for us nomads. Believe there's going to be some changes starting soon and down the road, so stay tuned. So what am I talking about as far as changes? Well, new year, new administration, going to be new policies that take place. And these policies, a lot of them are going to impact both you and me being full-time nomads. The biggest one that I see, and that's coming up pretty quick, is the cost of fuel. Oh yeah, it's going to go up because they're stopping the construction of the Keystone Pipeline. The new Transportation Secretary is looking at raising fuel taxes, gasoline taxes. They want to discourage use of fossil fuels and trying to push everybody to electric. So that's going to result in higher costs, no doubt. I mean, we are definitely going to lose our independence on fuel, that we're going to start importing oil again, which they're saying starting sometime in February or March will be consuming more fuel than what we're producing. So there's a lot of pressure on the oil industry, and we're just going to see gas prices go up. I've already seen gas prices going up about 25 to 30 cents a gallon in the last couple of weeks, and that's going to continue on. How high it's going to go, I don't know. So the only way that we can actually offset that would be to travel less. Unfortunately, you know, for people like me, we're living on our Social Security, and so there's a certain amount of money that we can spend on fuel. So, I mean, it's a dollar amount. So the higher the fuel cost, then the less traveling that we're going to be able to do. I have slowed us up anyway on our traveling from place to place, making shorter hops. Like, you know, if we can go from one park to another in an hour or maybe 2 hours at most, so we're not traveling very far, 60 miles, 100 miles each time we move, then that'd be pretty good. Our last move was from Peace River down to Toby's, which is an Encore RV resort, and that was only 23 miles away, so we didn't spend much in gas. And then we're going to go back to Peace River and so do the same thing. So we're not going to be spending much on fuel this month because we've kind of like been going back and forth. So we're going to have to do more of that to offset the cost increases in our fuel. And so you may have to do the same thing. I mean, I'm just telling you what we're doing. You don't have to do what we're doing. So, but if you're on a fixed budget, higher fuel prices is going to cut into your fund money and grocery money and things like that. So just keep that in mind. That's what I believe is coming down the pipe. So besides fuel prices going up, we're probably going to see an increase in our taxes. I don't see any way around that. They're saying, well, they're only going to increase the taxes on the people who are making over $400,000, but that stuff has a tendency to roll downhill. So if they reverse all the tax cuts that were in place, then everybody's taxes are going to go up, not just the people with the $400,000. And then, like I said, on fuel tax, they're going to raise the fuel tax on fuel, driving prices up there. Fuel prices go up, guess what happens? Transportation costs to get your food to the supermarkets, that cost goes up, so that gets passed on into your food. So expect food prices to go up over the next year. We have to be prepared for all that change, because our Social Security, we get a raise once a year, and it's already occurred. So now if inflation takes off, because costs are going up, inflation goes up, our income we're going to lose to the inflation. So our dollar's not going to go as far. So just keep that in mind. Try and keep some cash in reserve to help get you through some of these changes in cost increases. Now, if you don't have a 1,000 Trails membership, you might want to consider getting one, because that helps give you a fixed cost. This way you're not spending ridiculous amounts of money paying for RV parks. You can try and offset that with boondocking, but there's only so much boondocking one can do. Well, I guess you could do it at 100% of the time. I used to do a lot of boondocking, but you know what? Being retired, traveling, sometimes boondocking kind of wears on you, and you want the full hookups and be able to take a shower in that whenever you want and not worry about filling up the tanks and things like that. So if you don't have a membership and you're traveling and you use RV parks, you're going to be paying through the nose. And I would expect, if cost of living goes up, then the cost of these RV parks are going to go up. KOA, believe me, is not cheap. I did that the first year, used a lot of KOAs and spent a fortune. So help keep your costs down. Get the 1,000 Trails membership while the memberships are still available, or they're probably going to see price increases as cost of living starts to rise. So get yourself one of those. All right, so healthcare is another biggie. Fortunately, I just turned 65, so this month I started my Medicare. Some changes coming down the road. Maybe they were talking about lowering the age of Medicare, so to age 60. That will benefit a lot of people. So I always wondered myself, if you can retire at 62 and start collecting your Social Security, why couldn't you start collecting on your Medicare as well? I did the Obamacare thing and got burned on that one with taxes for the tune of $13,000. So the Obamacare was not a good option, not for me anyway. Ended up being a very costly mistake. So if they do lower the age for Medicare, then I'm sure there's a lot of nomads that can benefit from it. So it's not free. We do pay for our Medicare. We pay $144 each a month for our Part B Medicare. Part A is free, and then you need a supplemental insurance as well to go with that, to pick up all the things that Part B and A don't cover. And so you actually absolutely need to have that. So that's what we have. So between Kathy and I, between the two of us, we spend almost $600 a month on Medicare and the supplemental insurance. You need Part D, Part G, and then Part B is taken out of your Social Security check. And Part A, there's no cost. So if you're eligible, get it. That will actually help you in the long run. So we'll have to see what happens, what kind of legislation they come up on that. I mean, if you're not old enough, they're talking about enhancing the Obamacare. So just be careful with that and underestimate your income if you do go that route, so you don't get burned, because you can easily get burned at the end of the tax year if you accidentally went over the amount that you thought your income was going to be. So you got to remember, when you take out money out of your retirement fund, that's income. That counts against you. So All right, that's about all I can think of right now. Like I said, you know, the fuel prices is the thing to really watch out for, and healthcare costs. Some of these things, like I say, you can offset by traveling less. That's what I plan on doing. And having the Thousand Trails membership definitely gives you a fixed cost to deal with as far as like housing. You know, it's a place to be able to go to. So we still will boondock every once in a while, but our preference now is staying at RV parks as much as we can. So, all right, so that's it for today. And if you got any questions or other things that you would like to add to what I said, because I don't know everything that's going to happen down the road, put it in the comments below. Or you can shoot me an email too at rvtipsandtrips at gmail.com. Be happy to hear from you. So until next time, happy camping. Bye now. Thomas says thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Until next time, happy camping.